A Joplin business owner says he's been the victim of a number of crimes over the past year, but he says his biggest frustration is none of them have been solved. I'm Chris Warner. We'll have his story.
Frustration on Capitol Hill as new inflation numbers could spell bad news for the president's party. I'm Lauren Blanchard in Washington with the latest on that story coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jordan Albee, a Joplin business owner frustrated, saying he's the victim of crimes and that the Joplin Police Department isn't doing enough to solve them. KOAM's Chris Warner spoke with this man.
Joshua Maresh owns Jomo Moving and Jomo Bazaar, located on East 32nd Street in Joplin. Since December of 2020, his shop has been broken into twice.
Between money and jewelry, laptops, iPads, you name it. I mean, we lost thousands of dollars worth of stuff here.
But that's not all the thieves have hit. They've taken checks and bank account information. The most frustrating part for Maresh is the response he got from the Joplin Police Department after reporting the crimes.
They paid bills in their own names, so I provided the detective with all these names, but they still weren't being arrested. So I was, harassing them and asking them why, and I was very shocked at one of his answers one day. He literally asked me if I got my money back from the bank, if the bank returned my money, and I told him yes, sir. And he asked me what I was worried about it for then. Why was I worried about it? Well, because someone committed a crime.
We reached out to the Joplin Police Department, who said they don't comment on active investigations. Captain Will Davis did tell us that if anyone has an issue with the department or a specific officer, they should report it to the department so Internal Affairs can work with the citizen to solve the issue. Maresh says 2 detectives he spoke to told him they're overworked and underpaid with a significant caseload. Maresh says he understands that, and he wants the department to understand he's not standing against them.
I am not, anti-law enforcement officers. I'm not. I mean, these guys have a hard job, and I appreciate what they do. What they do out there. They put their lives on the line, and I want that to be known. I'm just a little bitter that I've been the victim of crime here multiple times in this town, and not one has ever been solved.
In Joplin, Chris Warner, KOAM News.
Maresh says he has a warehouse location where 5 catalytic converters were stolen off of his trucks. He says those cases have also not been solved yet. Joplin police have fenced off a sinkhole that opened up in Landreth Park. Police say the hole appears to be about 25 feet deep and there's water at the bottom. Joplin Public Works trying to figure out what to do about it now. For now, they've put up a temporary fence. Doug Heddy joining us now. Talk about a day, man. Just gorgeous.
Yeah, another nice day outside for us today. Temperatures fantastic as we went into the mid-50s during the afternoon. 54 was our official high, started pretty close to the freezing mark during the morning hours. Looks good outside. We've had pretty much clear skies over the past several hours. Clouds increasing though. We have this fast moving little system that's going to slide off to our south and to our east. And we may even get a few random showers or sprinkles with it as we go into the daytime hours tomorrow. Most of us are sitting low to mid 40s. We're not going to drop off too much more as we go through the overnight hours. We're really going to kind of hold steady, but clouds will increase. We could get a few random showers in here late tonight into tomorrow morning. Of course, we'll break this down for you here in just a bit.
Doug, thank you as always. EPA gives Weir, Kansas residents information about the cleanup process of the nearby Superfund site. Officials say the main concern of the Cherokee Zinc Weir Smelter National Priorities List Superfund site is lead contamination from years of mining. The meeting gave residents an update on the cleanup, which is still in the investigation phase, to come up with a remediation plan.
It's very important because I feel like our community needs to be aware of this. They need to, have precautions in place for young children and our residents and our community here.
The site was added to the National Priorities List in September of last year, which allows for extra funding for cleanup. City of Joplin tonight answered questions from residents about stormwater system improvement plans in the area of Canterbury Lane and 4th Street. City engineers and representatives from Olson, the city's design engineer firm, hosted the open house meeting. The project is going to add a storm sewer on 4th Street, install a paved block ditch off of Canterbury Lane, and replace existing pipe culverts on North Park Lane with a box culvert. City of Mulberry, Kansas in Crawford County can move forward with a lawsuit against one of the world's largest energy companies. The city alleges BP gouged them with high price increases during last February's freezing weather. Crawford County judge dismissed a motion by the company to end the lawsuit, which allows residents to sue BP for allegedly violating anti-profiteering laws. In February of last year, the city of fewer than 500 residents received a bill for $51,000. BP, by the way, yesterday announced a 2021 profit of $12.8 billion. On inflation, prices continue to go up. The latest numbers show, despite a positive outlook by the Biden administration, the issue only getting worse. Fox News correspondent Lauren Blanchard is in D.C. now with more.
We've got to get our house in order.
Frustration on Capitol Hill with new inflation numbers showing Americans are paying 7.5% more than a year ago, with inflation at 40-year highs. Everything from groceries to cars to fuel just costs more.
I'm going to work like the devil to bring gas prices down.
In a statement, President Biden wrote that despite the real stress for American families, quote, there are also signs that we will make it through this challenge.
On inflation, obviously we have to do a lot more. We have a very robust policy agenda targeted at precisely this problem.
The worse than expected report throwing cold water on Democratic hopes of passing the president's Build Back Better bill.
We have basically an economy that's on fire. You don't throw more fuel on the fire.
No more fuel on the fire. That's the argument against the Biden administration's legislative priorities.
Exhibit A is inflation. It's the most pernicious tax imaginable. It waterboards middle Americans and those among us who are at the lower end of the wage scale.
The report also showed that despite wage increases, the cost of goods outweighs the gains.
If you haven't personally gotten a pay raise of 8% or more in the last year, then Democrats' policies have given you a pay cut.
A Real Clear Politics average of polls shows 57% of Americans disapprove of the way the president is handling the economy. Bad news for Democrats going into the midterm elections. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
KOAM News at 9 and Fox 14 takes this time now to honor another four-state hero. Eric Jackson has served in the U.S. Army since 2006. We are proud to thank and salute Specialist Eric Jackson, native of Caney, Kansas. He's tonight's four-state hero. Doug Heddy's next with a complete look at the forecast, and later, a Baxter Springs High School standout pitcher signing to continue his career at a local college. We're going to have details in sports.
It definitely turned out to be a nice Thursday for us today. Temperatures fantastic, mid-50s during the afternoon, and it really tomorrow looks pretty good as well. Then a big cool down rolls in by the time we head into the weekend, actually significantly colder by the time Saturday rolls around. Good news here, it's short-lived. Warm right back up. We have thunderstorm chances. Wednesday into Thursday could end with snow. Of course, you can get my long-range forecast on my month-long blog, and that is KOAMnewsnow.com. All right, mid-50s. Most of us earlier today, we've dropped off low to mid-40s. We're pretty close to our overnight low. We're really not going to drop off too much more from this point in time. Southerly winds kind of keep those temperatures up just a little bit. 7th and range line sitting at 41. South winds. Humidity is at 60%. And as we go through the overnight hours tonight, we'll start to see some clouds increasing across the region. This fast-moving wave mainly shoots northeast of us. But a few of these showers will try to get in late tonight into tomorrow morning. But you can see these weak waves kind of drop out of Canada and pass right on through. Biggest thing that system is going to do for us is drop our temperatures as we head into the weekend. All right, clouds increase tonight. Few random sprinkles or showers late tonight into tomorrow morning. And then again, another chance late tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours. But just really a lot of clouds tomorrow. 42 to start, 54 by noon, high temp right around 59. Behind the front that rolls through about noon, northerly winds kind of strong at about 10 to 20. Tomorrow night we cool down. We drop all the way down into lower 20s, and then we just don't really respond very much by the time Saturday afternoon rolls around, as we only go into the mid 30s for highs. We'll go into lower 40s on Super Bowl Sunday, but we are dry, which is good. We really warm back up Monday, Tuesday back into the 60s, Wednesday chances for showers and thunderstorms late, good chances for thunderstorms on Thursday, and then on the back side, we may get a little bit of snow that shoots on through by the time we head into late Thursday. That's a much bigger storm system that we will see by next week. 59 tomorrow, only 37 on Saturday, 42 on Sunday. You can see we go back into the 60s, and then we have those chances for showers and thunderstorms by the time we head into Wednesday and also on Thursday. But if we break down the next month, so if you look at yellow days, this is next Wednesday and Thursday, chances for thunderstorms. Green days are chances for rain. Blue days are a couple shots for snow that we still have, especially at the beginning of March, and then we are going to roll right on into severe weather season. But you can see several shots for thunderstorms over the next 4 or 5 weeks as well.
A little bit of a heads up there, I caught that. So March and severe weather season, huh?
Yep, March is usually officially the beginning of severe weather season.
All right, Doug Heddy, thank you. Coming up, a possible disruption to the upcoming Super Bowl.
Could a U.S. trucker convoy similar to that in Canada disrupt Super Bowl Sunday? The DHS says that's not very likely. I'm Jonathan Hunt at SoFi Stadium. The details coming up.
Freedom Convoy in Canada inspiring a potential convoy here in the U.S. And the Department of Homeland Security is warning their protests could affect the Super Bowl. Fox News Chief Correspondent Jonathan Hunt has more from SoFi Stadium.
We are taking measures that are both seen and unseen.
With final preparations underway for Super Bowl 56, the Department of Homeland Security says a potential convoy of truckers might begin protests against COVID-19 restrictions and mandates on Super Bowl Sunday.
You will, as always, see an increase in security presence, and there is a multitude of different agencies that will be assisting us from the federal, state, and local government and from the region.
The DHS says they've received reports that the convoy could begin in Los Angeles, but they're confident it will not disrupt the Super Bowl at SoFi Stadium, where security preps have long been underway.
We're very mindful of those that would wish to disrupt this, and we're very attentive to ensuring that such an occasion does not occur.
The potential convoy of truckers appears to be inspired by those in Canada, which have prompted a state of emergency in Ottawa and blocked 2 international crossings between the US and Canada. Those traffic blockades now causing an impact on the North American auto industry, forcing the shutdown of a Ford plant in Ontario. Concerns are heightening over a supply chain that has already been hit hard. The White House saying they are monitoring the situation closely.
I think it's important for everyone in Canada and the United States to understand what the impact of this blockage is, potential impact on workers, on the supply chain, and that is where we are most focused.
In all, some 40 federal, state and local agencies are involved in a massive security operation for the Super Bowl. At SoFi Stadium, Jonathan Hunt, Fox News.
The DHS alert goes on to say that the potential convoy's destination is Washington, D.C., and the group may be looking to arrive by March 1st, the day President Biden is set to give his State of the Union address. Still ahead, more preparations, no official moves yet.
Tensions escalating on Ukraine's border as Russia and Belarus launch joint military exercises. I'm Lucas Tomlinson in Kyiv, Ukraine. All have the details coming up.
Top American and European officials continue high-level talks with Moscow. This in a push for diplomacy. This as Russia begins joint military exercises with Belarus. Fox News correspondent Lucas Tomlinson has more.
Some 30,000 Russian troops are in Belarus as the two countries launch joint military exercises. The Kremlin's top military leaders have flown in to oversee the operation. Moscow has said the drills will end later this month, but some Western leaders are skeptical and fear the exercises could be used to stage an attack against Ukraine.
This is probably the most dangerous moment, I would say, in the course of the next few days, in what is the biggest security crisis that Europe has faced for decades.
Russian warships have arrived in Crimea for naval drills. Ukrainian officials say Russia is now blocking waters offshore, making it impossible for ships to enter Ukrainian ports. Defense experts suggest a Russian invasion could involve targeting Ukraine from the sea.
They do have plenty of capability in place to take military action. It's just a matter of what their goals are, and if they're still, by our indications, adding capability each day.
Meanwhile, Ukraine's military launched its own drills near the border, using weapons sent by Western allies. U.S. troops also continued their movement in the region, bringing in military equipment to an army base in eastern Romania. And while American and European leaders continue to engage with Moscow, a breakthrough with Russia is considered unlikely.
Ultimatums, threats, moral teaching. This is the road to nowhere.
The U.S. Air Force announced plans today to send F-15 fighter jets to Poland to build up NATO's defenses. In Kyiv, Ukraine, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
Gonna check out some of the most Google searched Super Bowl recipes. Yeah, chow down when we come back. Super Bowl just days away, and Google shares the most searched for recipes for the big game. Look at that. Most Americans are looking for several wings recipes with a large variety of dips. According to Google, the East Coast prefers buffalo wings, while southern states go for hot wings. Okay, so to be a buffalo wing, you have to have buffalo sauce on it. Texas leans more towards buffalo wings, while California favors hot wings. When it comes to dips, Alaska and Hawaii are leading the search for 7-layer dip recipes. The main thing, though, is you eat, okay? You do some good eating on Sunday. 30 more minutes, news, weather, and sports coming your way.
A Missouri bill could make it easier for those needing physical therapy to see a professional. I'm Bronte Sorotsky with the bill's breakdown.
Plus, going to check out the progress of some renovations being done to the Pittsburgh Chamber of Commerce. Pittsburgh Chamber of Commerce today unveils the progress of some new renovations. The Chamber building is being remodeled inside and outside. 2 new offices are being added. Should all be wrapped up in a month. Officials say the new look will be a mix of historical and modern.
For a small nonprofit like us, it's a big leap, a big project for us, but at the same time, this community has been great about supporting us, so we want to show our commitment to the community by making sure that the Welcome Center gives a great first impression of Pittsburgh and the surrounding area.
Chamber officials say the city is covering part of the renovation costs, but most of it is paid for through the private sector. A Missouri bill could make it easier for those needing physical therapy to see an expert without the need for a referral from their physician. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky spoke with the lawmaker sponsoring the bill, also a local physical therapist, on the impact this bill could have.
It's not always quick or easy trying to get a doctor's appointment, but for those needing physical therapy, that wait can be brutal.
Well, if they have an injury that's keeping them from doing things they love, that's keeping them from doing the work they need to do at their job, they need to be able to get in within 1 to 2 weeks.
Right now, physical therapists in Missouri need to have a doctor referral before treating a new patient. A state bill will be voted on in the House next week that aims to change that.
So one of the biggest problems with it is, we all know, it's hard to get into your physician, your primary care physician. It could take weeks. And oftentimes you're hurting, right? You pulled a muscle, you did whatever. So what this does is it cuts out that loop to allow people to go directly to physical therapy, and you're also not paying to see your physician.
And that waiting period can affect the outcome of patients' recovery.
So when someone develops an injury that affects their life, they want to get seen now. They don't want to wait weeks. Helps people get treatment faster, and sometimes with brand new injuries, faster treatment means better outcomes.
Gregory says it's about a patient's right to choose the best care for themselves.
You don't have to go directly to the physical therapist, right? You can choose. You can choose to go to your physician first thinking, I don't know if it's a need for physical therapy or it could be something more.
If treatment goes longer than 10 visits or 3 weeks, then the physical therapist would need to speak with the patient's primary provider.
It's not designed to cut out physicians because they're not needed. It's designed to accelerate the situation,
giving patients the ability to choose the best option for their recovery. In Joplin, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
If the bill is approved in next week's House vote, it moves on to the Senate. Well, Valentine's Day is on Monday, which means flower shops are getting busy filling out those orders for the holiday. According to the National Retail Federation, flowers are the 3rd most common Valentine's gift. Nationwide, people are expected to spend $300 million on flowers. The owner of Countryside Flowers in Joplin hopes to continue their legacy of delivering arrangements to happy customers.
My family's business is very important to me. I'm the 4th generation,
And when I first started working here, I could tell instantly that there were a lot of people that really trusted them to do their flowers, and a lot of relationships that they formed over the years. And I'd like to do everything that I can to help continue that legacy.
All right, so here's another option to show off your love for your love. You can submit a photo of the two of you to our Cute Couples Photo Gallery. You can find out how to submit that on our website, koamnewsnow.com/photo. Church of Miami is helping some families in need get food. New Hope Christian Church's food ministry distribution is a monthly event where people can get bags of food, including meat, cereal, and fruits and vegetables. The church serves around 60 to 70 people per month using donations from the community.
It does feel good, but at the same time, we're not here for any of the glory of doing it. We're here to do the Lord's work, and we're here to help our community, and that's the purpose of it, and to minister and hopefully get people to come back to our church and visit and be here for our services.
Church hosts a distribution event on the second Thursday of every month. All right, if you own a private collection of antiques and other interesting and historic items, now is a chance to show them to the world. The History Channel program, American Pickers, is coming to Fort Scott, Kansas in April. Officials with the show are asking private collectors to reach out by March 4th to possibly be featured on the program. We've put more information on how you can apply on our website. Again, that's koamnewsnow.com. Electric vehicles are going to be the center of attention at the Chicago Auto Show this weekend. Earlier today, the Biden administration announced nearly $5 billion from the bipartisan infrastructure bill. It's going to go to help develop a national electric vehicle charging network. Fox Business correspondent Grady Trimble reports now from Chicago.
The Chicago Auto Show, the largest in North America, starts Saturday, and organizers are gearing up for a whirlwind few days.
It's the one place where people can see the biggest variety of vehicles because inventory on dealership lots is so tight.
The event provides automakers a chance to showcase some of their newest models, including electric vehicles. With chip shortages and inventory running low at dealerships across the country, battery-powered cars are becoming a hot commodity for those who can afford one. The Chicago Auto Show allows attendees to test drive them on their indoor tracks.
The majority of people who are interested in EVs have never experienced one. So having an opportunity to get in one, like these indoor test tracks at the show, is really going to be great for them as consumers.
The Biden administration believes electric vehicles are critical in their quest of a complete clean energy transition. This week, top White House officials announced they'll be providing states with $5 billion to help fund a national EV charging network.
Once we get shovels in the ground to put these chargers up, as Gina says, it is going to mean jobs, 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 and more jobs in every pocket of the nation.
Last year, EVs made up only about 3% of all new vehicle sales, but with automakers producing more of them, forecasts suggest big increases in the next decade. In Chicago, Grady Trimble, Fox Business.
All right, a bit later, studying the animals known for their awesome tuxedos.
Penguin populations could hold important secrets to understanding climate change. I'm Mallory Rivera, and I've got the details straight ahead.
It definitely turned out to be a nice Thursday for us today. Right back up into the mid-50s for highs all week long. We've had great temperatures, and again, tomorrow temperatures look pretty good across the region, but then we get a cold front, and this is really going to significantly drop our temperatures by the time we head into the weekend. Good news, it's short-lived, so we warm right back up early next week. And then thunderstorms in the forecast Wednesday and Thursday could end with a little bit of snow. You can get my long-range forecast on my month-long blog. That is KOAMnewsnow.com. All right, mid-50s, 4 highs. We've dropped off a bit. It's not bad. Most of us low to mid-40s right now. But southerly winds are going to stay somewhat breezy for us tonight. So what that's going to do is keep our temperatures from really dropping off anymore. We're probably very close to our overnight low. May even start to rise just a little bit as we head toward dawn. Currently outside, sitting at 41. South winds at about 10. Humidity is at 60%. We've had clear skies all day long, so not too much going on here. But you can see this system to our north, snow across Wisconsin, parts of Iowa, rain back through Iowa and Nebraska. Most of this is going to slide well to our northeast, but a few of these showers may try to work in late tonight into tomorrow morning. But really the big thing with this system is going to be the cold front that works through. Jet stream out of Canada, so we get these fast moving weak little waves. All right, let's go through time tonight. Clouds increase. Again, maybe a random shower or sprinkles late tonight into tomorrow morning. And then again, we could get a few trying to pop back up late tomorrow afternoon. But still, overall, temperatures look pretty good. We have a cold front that's going to roll in right around the noon hour. Colder air kind of lags behind it. Kind of breezy. Northerly winds at about 10 to 20. Tomorrow night, some clouds, maybe a few flurries. We clear out late and we drop into lower 20s. Saturday, quite a bit colder. We only warm into the mid 30s during the afternoon. So a chilly day, and then even Saturday night into Sunday, still fairly chilly on Super Bowl Sunday. I think we'll go into lower 40s, which isn't bad, but it's going to be dry across the region. So here's 5:30 on Sunday, kickoff of the Super Bowl. We'll mainly be into the mid to upper 30s. But again, we're going to be dry. We warm back up. So Valentine's Day back into the 50s. We go into the 60s by Tuesday, near 60 again on Wednesday with chances for showers and thunderstorms really increasing Wednesday night into Thursday and could end with a little bit of snow late Thursday. That's our next bigger storm system. All right, 59 tomorrow, 37 on Saturday, 42 on Sunday, 55 on Monday, 62s Tuesday and Wednesday, 58 and dropping on Thursday.
All over the place.
Yeah, it really is.
So yesterday we were talking about who you think might win the Super Bowl, right? Listen to this story.
Okay.
Betting big on the Super Bowl. Sports betting is now legalized and active in 30 states and Washington, D.C., and 31.4 million Americans plan to bet on the Super Bowl. That's according to the American Gaming Association. Combined, they're expected to make a wager of more than $7 billion, which is up 78% from last year. All right, so current betting slightly favors the Rams, with 55% expecting them to win compared to the Bengals. We shall see, right? Coming up in sports, Baxter Springs High School baseball putting another player in the college game. Plus, the Missouri Southern women aiming to knock off a ranked opponent and earn their 10th straight win. Jacob Leonard has that and more next.
Well, both Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern are at home tonight for MIAA League doubleheaders. The Lions welcome in the Missouri Western Griffins this evening. On the women's side, it's a big one. Western is 12-3 in the MIAA, ranked number 21 in the country. Southern has won 9 in a row and is 13-3 in the league. Now, Brooke Stauffer gets the Lions started, hits the 3 here. She puts up a big first half and finishes the game with 12. Then Lacey Stokes changes speed, gets the bucket for 2. Stokes again. That's what she does, man. Gets the steal, and on the other end, steps back and hits the jumper. 24 points, 6 assists, and 6 steals for the freshman. It's 23-21 after 1. The second quarter, Western sticking around. Brianna Budgets makes the layup. Later, though, Lane Skiles knocks down a triple here. Skiles really good tonight for the Lions. They're up 2 at half. And back to Skiles in the third. 17 points and a team-high 7 rebounds for Lane Skiles. Lions don't look back from there. Huge win for Southern over Missouri Western, 71-57.
Even at the beginning of the game and the third quarter, like our saying is punch first. So we were ready for anything that they threw at us.
I think it just kind of proves that like we're a team that deserves some respect, you know. I mean, we've been at the bottom for a while, and now, you know, we're at the top and we're winning these games that, you know, people probably don't think we should be. And to continue to do that and keep going on the streak, it just proves more and more that, you know, we are a good basketball team.
After that, the Missouri Southern men hit the floor against Western, aiming for their 4th win in 6 games. Now, a few minutes in, Alex Jones knocking down the jumper. Then off the steal, Avery Taggart to Stan Scott. I love Stan Scott dunks. And the foul. 3-point play there. Southern with the lead. Taggart working in the paint. Turns and puts it in. And back to work. Taggart, no-look pass here to Christian Bundy. Bundy, Taggart, and Scott all finished with 17 points. Missouri Southern rolls by Missouri Western 78-68. As for the Pittsburgh State Gorillas, they're also at home tonight facing the Northwest Missouri State Bearcats. The Pitt State women try to earn the season split with the Bearcats after falling 66-62 in Maryville back in January. Now, the Gorillas entered the night with an even 8-8 record in the MIAA. They're 13-9 overall. Now, they were down early, but here Sydney Crane finds Jamie Jackson for 3. 11 for Jackson in the first half. The Gorillas lead by 2 at the break. Now in the third, Sydney Holmes working in the paint. Holmes 14 points, 7 rebounds. Pitt State up 3 going to the fourth. In the final period, it's closing time, and who else? Tristan Gegg scores and the foul. Then Gegg, nice move and the jumper. She scores 18, including 7 in the fourth. But Jamie Jackson, she was great all night. She leads the way for the Gorillas with 20. Pitt State wins a good one tonight, 66-62.
We did see that they were not guarding our ball screens very well, so we just really wanted to take it at them, and we ended up being able to get deep every time because they knew our posts roll really hard. So we took that at them early.
Jamie's been progressing this whole year, but it was some things that we've seen last year, and so I just feel like she's just continuing to find her rhythm offensively. We've seen it before, and just happy for her that it's all coming together, and she made some huge plays for us tonight, no doubt.
The Gorilla men try to knock off one of the best teams in the country tonight, facing second-ranked Northwest Missouri State. A West Dreamer deep ball for the Bearcats. 13-4 run to open the game for Northwest. The other end, good ball movement from the Gorillas. Cameron Hufner finishes. He scores 11. Then we had a little history. Trevor Hudgens hits the 3 for Northwest, and that is a new MIAA single-season record, his 119th 3 of the year. Right before half, though, Bobby Arthur Williams beats the buzzer. He scores a team-high 17 for Pitt State. Gorillas make a second-half run, but they fall tonight 80-68. Well, Baxter Springs High School Baseball is sending yet another player to the college game today. Cameron Williamson signs today to stay in Southeast Kansas and continue his career at Neosho County. Now, Williamson was an all-state pick for Baxter Springs last season. He can kind of do it all. At the plate, Williamson hit .446 with 7 doubles, driving in 27 runs in 20 games. He was 4-0 on the mound with a 3.09 ERA. And that, pitching, what he's been recruited to do at Neosho.
As soon as I first got to Neosho County, it was a small town, just like my hometown. So I thought that would be a great fit for me. And also Coach Gilner and Coach Murray, just very great people, very nice and realists, which I like a lot. And I've heard great things about their program, so that was a big part of it for me. I think it's gonna make me want to work very hard to get to the highest level I can and get that starting spot as soon as possible and just make great things come out of it.
And that's it for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Penguins are assisting in climate change studies in Antarctica. Fox News correspondent Madeline Rivera has more on how these flightless birds are helping research take off and what their existence could tell us about the warming planet.
Penguins and people can't speak the same language, but scientists say these adorable birds can still tell us a lot about climate change. A team of researchers from Stony Brook University in New York are on a mission in Antarctica, counting colonies of Adelie penguins, a species that predominantly visits the same breeding grounds every year.
We have this reliable signature of, how many individuals are there from one year to the next.
The crew is working along the coast of the Weddell Sea, a section of Antarctica where the effects of climate change seem to be happening at slower rates than in the western Antarctic Peninsula, where ice is vanishing more rapidly.
Whenever, we've seen sea ice declining or disappearing altogether, then we're seeing corresponding penguin populations, or adelies, decline substantially.
By closely monitoring Adelie penguins along the Weddell Sea, scientists hope to get a better gauge on how quickly warming temperatures are impacting vulnerable ecosystems and why certain areas could be resilient.
If it is a case where we're seeing Adelie populations increasing within the region or holding out and being relatively stable, this is a really good indication that the Weddell Sea area and sort of the eastern side of this peninsula is maybe sort of a safe space for the penguins.
While experts say stable penguin populations are good news, many are calling for more government protections and restrictions on industrial fishing to prevent any additional harm. Mallory Rivera, Fox News.
Gonna check out a new Stephen King movie, Hollywood Nation, coming your way. Dolly's new endeavor helping employees, celebrities gearing up for the game, and a new movie sneak peek. It's all in today's Hollywood Nation with Fox's Ashley Dvorkin.
It's the only way that you can control it.
A fiery remake, Super Sunday stars, and hooray for Dollywood in the Hollywood Nation. Dolly Parton is doing good once again. Dollywood Parks and Resorts will pay 100% of tuition, fees, and books for any employee who wishes to further their education. The program is for employees of all levels and available day one of employment. Shortly after May the 4th is with you will be another celebratory occasion for fans of the Force. Disney Plus has announced May 25th as the premiere date for the limited original series Obi-Wan Kenobi with Ewan McGregor.
Sally sold seashells by the seashore.
Super Bowl Sunday ads keep rolling out, including Zendaya, Edgar Wright, and Andre 3000 teaming up in Sally's Seashells for Squarespace. And
now this is a story all about how we hit goody guys. Turn upside down.
Will Smith introducing a new generation to a story all about how a new character moves into the town called Bel Air. The remake premieres on Peacock the day of the big game.
She just has to shove it down and keep it hidden.
And the streamer is also in today's Look at First Looks with the return of Stephen King's Firestarter. The Blumhouse adaptation of the classic about a girl with pyrokinetic abilities stars Zac Efron, Sydney Lemon, and Ryan Kira Armstrong. The thriller is in theaters and streaming on Peacock May 13th.
I don't want to hurt anyone, but it feels kind of good.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
I always love when the story ends on a scary movie, because I like to say, have a good night, sweet dreams. That's our time for tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. Going to leave you with video of a rhino calf seeing zebras and giraffes for the first time at a Dutch zoo. Hey, be safe. Do this all again tomorrow. See you then.